Hey guys, welcome back to Comic Book Corner. Sorry, I had to take a little pause. We were watching a family movie and I couldn't walk away, man. I got hooked. It was just too intense. So now I ended up with another box that I'd actually forgotten upstairs. So we actually have 7 unboxings to do, not just 6. So let's start with, or let's do this big one next that I just brought down from upstairs. This arrived today, and I think these are a bunch of moderns. Let's see. Yes. Oh no! Yo guys, this is the Silver Age books that we sent back in February. Very, very nice stuff in here, man. Here we go. This is gonna be a nice treat. So, we've got Strange Tales, 169. Wow, came in at a beautiful 7.5. Looks pretty nice, man. Actually, very nice. Wow, wow. First Doctor Strange in his own title. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Next, oh, I think this is Stefano's book. Stefano, man, I know you've been waiting a while for this one. 7.5. Not too bad. I know we're aiming for a little higher, but it does present well, but it does have a little bit of a bend at the top corner here. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Didn't fully press out, and then you have a color break in the other corner. And you have a small color break down here. So color break, light bend. This is what I can physically see. So I'm sure the greatest notes probably reflect all that. So 7.5 is pretty good. Both so far 7.5. This Stefano, man, dude. 9.4, man. Wow. Not bad for a book from 1973. It's almost as old as I am, man. Wow. Yeah, this one was nice, man. Very, very nice. It has just a small tear along the top edge, man. But holy crap. I think if that little tear wasn't there, you might have had a 9.6. Or dare I say, a 9.8. Wow. Yeah, that was a nice copy. Even though it was all the way back in February, I remember working on it. The next book was pretty beat up, man. Pretty beat up, but it still managed to get a 5.5. Pretty awesome. This is a really, really classic Neil Adams cover that really showcases the Joker and Batman in a way that only Adams can portray. Very, very, very nice. I think that's an awesome grade, man. I was thinking around the 5, so 5.5. Amazing. Amazing. Then we have the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. Also very, very worn out, let's say, but I was able to pull off a 5 on this one. Considering that the bottom the cover is detached at the bottom staple, I think a 5 is pretty darn good, man. Pretty darn good. So I hope I didn't spoil these for you, Stefano, man. I'm sorry if I did, man. When I post this, I'm gonna say, Stefano, don't watch. I know you like to do your own unboxings and check out your own grades and stuff, so hopefully you don't see those. Here we have some beautiful books that really high quality stuff, man. One of my clients brings me some really nice Spideys, and his uncle is the one that picked them up, collecting them as, you know, in his youth, and now he's giving them to his nephew, or selling them to his nephew. But man, some of these books are just so pristine. Look at this beautiful 9.2 Marvel team up with Spider-Man and The Thing. And then we have another beauty here. Marvel Team Up 24 with Spider-Man and Brother Voodoo. Another 9.2. Wow. Yeah, very nice. Just a little bit of tanning along the top edge. So they got, this one got off-white pages, white to off-white pages. The other one has less. So it got white pages, which makes sense, Let me see if I could find some of his other books. No, he gave me two others. We'll get to those, I guess, eventually. But my next book, this one here, is a beauty. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a CBCS 5.5. I think. So Philip can correct me on that one if I'm wrong. But now it's a 6.5. So went up 2 grades if my memory is correct. So Philip, feel free to comment and let us know how I did with that one. Next we have Fantastic Four 57. Not sure who this one belongs to. I'm gonna have to check my documents, but unfortunately they're upstairs. So congrats on this 5-0, Fantastic Four. That's a Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, Sandman, and Inhumans appearance. That's pretty good. Pretty good. And we got another first appearance of Silver Dagger, and story continues from Marvel Premiere 14. That is Doctor Strange #1. So pretty cool. He got his own series eventually. And that's the #1. Next, oh yeah, I remember this one. I don't think I pressed it or cleaned it, but I'm not sure if I did. Let me see. I think I may have, or maybe not. I think we may have sent it in as is. I can't remember, man. It's been too long. But dude, I knew it. So this book has tape all along the edge. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but tape, very old tape. It's brown. It's clear, transparent, but it's you know, it's turning brown a little bit. Oh, you can see it more on the back edge. But it still gets a universal grade because they don't consider this restoration or conservation. For whatever reason, tape is allowed on Silver Age books. I wouldn't try it on a modern, but man, if you have a detached cover and reattaching it is gonna get you from a 1.8 to a 2.0, I would reattach it, man. Honestly, you're gonna get a better grade. Next, we have first appearance of Hammerhead. This one belongs to our good friend in Luxembourg. There you go, man. Ander, congrats on that 9.2. Put that aside so I can ship it to you. Pretty awesome. Then we have this Iron Man 18. I believe this one belongs to Nick and Chi. Man, I wish I had done the unboxing earlier because Chi was here. And he picked up some other books. Well, actually, he picked up the Wolverines that I unboxed a little earlier. He was so excited when he saw those 9.8s. He came running, man. I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing. So here's another book that they gave me as well. So that's pretty nice. An 8.0 and an 8.5. Again, for books from the 1960s, that's pretty darn good, man. That's pretty darn good. This one here, had a lot of very, very, very heavy foxing all along the back cover, and the whole back cover was tanned. So I gave it to my really good friend Midzi, and Midzi, what he does is he can use certain products to remove the foxing and remove the browning and discoloration and bring back some color and some he'll basically revitalize your book. But it has to be a book that's worth spending money on, because something like that is not cheap. So this book would have probably graded a 5 in its original state. And I believe because of the great work that Midzi did, it got a 7.5. I mean, I have tons of before and after pictures. This looks remarkable compared to what it was. So pretty cool to get a 7.5 back on that. And that's the first appearance of Sunfire. And Shane, who's the owner of the book, it's one of his favorite characters, and he really wanted to spend the money to conserve and preserve that book. So it was worth it for him, for his PC, to put in the extra money and get that whitening done and remove most of the foxing. Even though there's still a little bit left, we didn't want to go, or Midzi didn't, or recommended that we don't go too hard, because then CGC can detect that whitening was done, and then you're going to get a conserved or restored label. So I think we did the right thing, or he did the right thing, and we did the right thing by listening to get back a beautiful 7.5 and blue label. So next we have ASM 101, which is the first appearance of Morbius. And again, we weren't expecting a high grade on this. We were thinking 4 to a 5, and it got a 4. So yeah, lots of wear, lots of color breaks, and very, very fairly graded is what I want to say, because that's what it is. Next, we have this beauty. Amazing Spider-Man 7. Came back as a 4.5. And I'm trying to remember what the original grade was. For whatever reason, I can't recall. This was something that we cracked and cleaned and pressed and sent back in for grading. And I'm not sure if I got a bump or not. I really, really have to consult the owner and see what the original grade was, because I'm drawing a blank on that one, on that particular book. I even tried to, I don't know, I just couldn't remember, man. Next, we have another beautiful first appearance of the Kingpin, and this one's missing a bit of a chunk along the bottom here. And I told the guy that brought me the book, because he was really concerned, and he said, oh, you think it's still worth grading? And I said to him, look, man, I have an AF-15, and it's got a similar chunk missing from the back at the corner, and I got a 3.0. I think personally, if you send this book in, even with that chunk missing, it's going to get a 3.0. And look at that. It got a 3.0. So, yeah, definitely worth conserving. A nice book like this. I mean, what does it cost? $65 to get it graded? Canadian? Yeah. I think that's the right move, that's for sure. I mean, if you would have tried to sell that to anybody and try to convince them it's a 3.0 with that chunk missing, they may or may not have believed it. Now, there's no arguing the fact. Next, we have the only book that came back qualified. It came back qualified because it's missing the centerfold, not because of anything really wrong or I don't know. What can I say? The book is still complete. It's just missing the centerfold. So gets a qualified green label stating the fact that the centerfold is missing. This is actually the first appearance of Poison Ivy. So even with a missing centerfold, it's still quite a desirable book. I would have thought, personally, yeah, no. I mean, it presents really well. I would say maybe it could be a 6 to a 6.5, but it's got a lot of color breaking spine takes. More than I can count. Next, we have, this one was in very bad shape. I don't think I even pressed it. No, I did not. So this was barely hanging by a thread. The cover was barely attached, and I recommended to just send it in as is, and we get what we get. And not bad. First appearance of the Rhino for a 2.0. Still worth it, I guess. Personally, if it was my book, I would not have graded it, but everybody is different, and some people want to conserve their books. Maybe they don't want it to get worse, and you know, they get it slabbed. This one, oh boy, this one, guys, this was an 8.0, and it had a lot of tanning along the edge, and all the interior pages had tanning along the edge. Okay, and the book came back at 8.0 originally. Again, Midzi cleaned this book, but not only did he clean the cover, but he did a complete wash of the interior pages. Wow. That went from an 8.0 to a 9.2. That is amazing. Well, money well spent on this particular book. 100% guaranteed. So, congrats to Lewis, and fantastic job, Midzi, again, on that conservation without having CGC detect any of the work you did, and getting a blue label is amazing. Next, we have the beautiful Marvel team-ups I was telling you about. Look at this beautiful 9.4, man. I mean, to me, yeah, it does have a little bit of foxing on the back cover. Very, very, very mild, man. Like, it's one spot, man, and they gave it a 9.4. If you look at the front, you'd be like, holy crap, man. This book from 1973 doesn't even look like it's been read. It looks marvelous. Marvelous! So, that's cool, man. 9.4 is from 73. It's pretty cool when you get one. But it's even cooler when you get two. So, this one here, featuring Morbius on the cover as well. Pretty cool. Again, it has a little bit of foxing all over the back cover. I'm going to check the notes to see if it's mentioned. But again, 9.4, off-white to white pages. Pretty friggin' awesome, man. That's from July 1972. Man, this book is older than me. By 4 months. Wow. Wow. That is friggin' awesome. A 52-year-old book. 9.4, man. I wish I was a 9.4. I'll tell you that. Oh, this one here is a beauty as well. First appearance of the Scorpion. And they just announced he might be the villain in the next Spider-Man movie. So here we go with a 4.5. This one had a really bad subscription crease. It does look way better now that it's been pressed and cleaned. And very happy with that one, man. It actually looks way better than a 4.5. But I guess the subscription crease is what really affects the grade, because you could see a color break all the way across the cover. It does hurt for sure. And oh, one of my favorite books. Can you tell from the back cover? I think you can if you're a Spider-Man expert. This is an ASM 129. That's right. First appearance of the Punisher, and one of the most sought after Amazing Spider-Mans from the 70s, I would say. That is freaking awesome, man. 8.5. Wow. Pretty awesome. Can't remember whose book this was, too. I'm going to have to consult my documents. But whoever got this 8.5, man, congrats. That is pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. Thank you for joining again, Comic Book Corner. This was an awesome Silver Age submission. I can't wait to get the next ones back, because they take 3-4 months, 5 months sometimes. So we'll see. I have 28 more books at CGC that are vintage, and about 100 that are modern. So we should be getting those back slowly but surely. But before we do, there's 6 other books. 6 other boxes, I'm going to have to unbox. So come back. Stay tuned. We're going to have some other unboxings.